Surprise! Not much of a surprise now because I didn't unmute the audio first. Cut my hair. They can see. Probably doesn't look that good, but that's okay. I just need the hair out of my way. All right, let's go. Let's go back here. There we go. And today is Monday, May 18th. And today is Building Enchanted episode 301, part 1. And let's sort of get into it fairly quickly. Just a second. Okay. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna take another stab at finding some sources for some background art, cartoon, animation, background art. Let's see something here. Elements, background art. This is not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for examples of background art. Pixabay. Lost art of animation backgrounds. Okay. Peter Pan. Check that out. That's actually pretty good. I don't know if it's what I'd use, but maybe. Classic Saturday morning cartoon or a mega hit Disney movie. The backgrounds are what showcase the characters we tune to in to see. Painstakingly hand-painted delights create mood. It's the atmosphere of the scene. What would Scooby-Doo be without glorious, gruesome castle on the hill? It's trees dark. Okay. I wouldn't say that the backgrounds in Scooby-Doo are that great, but they're probably pretty adequate. Um, Bonafide works of fine art. You could say that. Um, Beauty and the Beast. Interesting. Huh. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Yeah. Backgrounds. Um, Give me a quick second. Get to see that one. Okay, pardon me. I am back. Alrighty. Coming art in the most literal sense of the term. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of right because we do most everything digitally now. So even backgrounds are generated for the most part. Doesn't mean you won't see them occasionally. Even for my game, um, I'm seriously considering using making 3D environments and then hand painting the textures to look like, or texturing it to look like it was hand painted. So it kind of so that and texture art painting is a thing in and of itself too. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm any good at all, but I'm just saying. Yeah, the black background of the Sleeping Beauty are pretty cool. Actually, this is not too bad. It's not too weirdly stylized, but I'm not the the kind of thing that makes this work is even though the backgrounds are really detailed, um, the the characters are all very simplistic, so it reads really well. Bedrock. I wouldn't say these are great backgrounds by any stretch of the imagination. They're adequate. They work, but not that they're nice works of art to look at per se. Okay, this just looks like a plus. I thought that this was Wendy loves Jesus. .wordpress.com. Okay, cool. Uh, Princess and Frog. I'm gonna bookmark this anyways. Just kind of just to do it, sort of. Little Mermaid, Princess and the Frog, Snow White. Although, like I said, I'm not going for the kind of watercolor. They purposely subdue the colors in Snow White. I there was something about I think they were thinking it would be like they didn't want it too garish, too bright, because everybody's used to seeing black and white, and so even though it does have color in it, it's not like over the top, like overly saturated. So this is just a page. Uh, let's see some here. Let's go to her. Well, I might go to the gallery. So her last deal was Scooby Doo related stuff. Oh, give me a second. grabbing my phone. My phone screen comes on whenever it gets a notification. And it really shouldn't do that, but it does. Something. Sorry. Okay. So evidently this lady... Okay, let's go back to desktop. Evidently this lady loves Scooby-Doo. Okay. Alright. Okay, looks like mostly a Christian blog, I guess. That's interesting. Okay, that's not... Okay, so I bookmarked the one page here. I don't want something from... I want actual... Let's look at Pinterest. Classic. Well, that's on. See, Instagram. I can't look at Instagram because I'm not joined to Instagram. I mean, I suppose I should be, but it's just I don't know. It's kind of annoying to me. There's Alice in Wonderland. There looks like from the Jetsons there, and I don't know. Maybe I'll get an Instagram account. Not for myself per se. Although it could. I mean, I could have more social medias, I guess. Um, I'm not looking for somebody's examples. So, classic animation backgrounds. This isn't going to show me either, though, is it? Oh, okay. So at least we got some actual backgrounds in here. But, okay, let's... Just a second here. It... Oh, why is there nothing on here? Okay. This is actually Behance page here. It's on a Christmas. Lilo and Stitch. Well, there's Alice in Wonderland. There's... Is this Lady in the Tramp? Yep. I know some of my backgrounds. Nickelodeon. Okay. So if I just put in a search term, I get kind of a general search. That doesn't tell me. I guess I have to go specific to specific movies, right? Hans Bacher's excellent blog, Animation Treasures. I think I already looked at those, but oh, I see. Oh boy. Nope. Post found. Okay. Um, this is the one I had already. Let's see. Let's check out Cinderella because that was the first one I was looking for. Okay, these are actually pretty good, anyways. Awesome. Actually, let's see something here. If I click on it, what is it? It's a JPEG. Okay, JPEGs are fine. JPEGs are fine, and even the size isn't that bad either. Okay. Why don't I just go from here? I guess you know what's funny though, too, is almost I could almost use all of these. If I go, if they have all the ones here that I want, I think. I just watch Jet Hill night. It's good, and I watched Victor Evans the other night. It was actually pretty good. Badlands is actually pretty good, honestly. Um, if you want an X when Predator Badlands was just coming out or just being like trailer or whatever, um, a lot of people were laughing at the way that the Predator looked in the movie, the main character, and I mean, first of all, the dreadlocks were in the original Predator. He had kind of a dreadlock kind of thing going on, sort of. I mean, it was I don't know if it was technically hair, but and it looked ugly, and so this new one doesn't look any worse or better than any of the other Predator designs I've seen. Except he just had a he had it like straight back, you know. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. It was a pretty good movie, honestly. I thought it was pretty good. There's no woke crap in it. Same thing with Project Hail Mary. There's it's just a story. I mean, other than the fact that they hint at evolution and stuff, which I don't believe evolution for the creation of our species at all whatsoever. But it was just fine that it was part of the fictional movie, right? Anyways, I'll leave that there. I'll check this out just to see what pops up. These might actually be actual backgrounds, some of them. Okay. So I'm gonna try and I'm gonna do, let's see. Okay. Oh, didn't I animation backgrounds? Did I not? Oh, I guess I did. Huh? Let's bookmark this. Okay, and then let's do ABC Cinderella in a new tab. Uh, how'd it go? It was Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, right? Alice in Wonderland. And maybe it doesn't have LMNO. Peter, come on, Peter Pan. There we go, Peter Pan. Peter Pan, and LLL, Lady and the Tramp, which I had previously opened when I was actually on this website already. Um, okay. Humphrey the Bear. Let's look at. Let's actually look at that for a second. Huh. Oh yeah, what am I thinking? Humphrey, of course, Disney. If you notice the backgrounds are very stylized. I don't want that look in my game. I'm not going to be using that look. But Humphrey the Bear shorts, they're great. They're just great. Especially put it in the bag. That's the best one. First you pick it up, put it in the bag, boom, boom. And it's all about like cleaning up, in the park. Grin and bear it. Yeah, good old Humphrey. Yeah, I didn't realize how stylized. Yeah, there we go. In the bag. This is the best one. Yeah, you have to look it up if you don't. J. Audubon Woodlore, the ranger. Hooked bear. That's actually a pretty good one too. That's where he's trying to fish. There's one where he's trying to. This actually has Donald in it, where he's trying to get Donald's honey, and he has some very nasty time with some bees. That might be part of Grin and Bear It, maybe. Okay. Anyways, so I'm sure these are all Cowboy Needs a Horse. Yeah, I remember Cowboy Needs a Horse. That's right. 1950s Modern with Vengeance. Isn't the CD recreated pan background terrific? It's fairly uh stylized. I mean, for cartoons, it kind of doesn't matter. It depends on what style you're going for. The animation could be still really good, and the movie or a short could be really good, even if the background looks kind of like a 5-year-old did it or something. It all depends on kind of the context, basically. Now, not going for Bambi. Okay, so I wonder if let's with Broken Toys, Brother Bear. Um, Obviously these aren't all Disney, and honestly, I'm want to look up some MGM stuff, but Johann Mouse though, that is Tom and Jerry, isn't that? Yes. Entire set of digitally reproduced backgrounds from Johann Mouse. Yes. Actually, Johann Mouse is a good one. Yeah, yes. Um, see something here. Maybe Tom. I wonder if Tom and Jerry is a thing on his deal here. Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry is in here. Patch up your troubles. Yeah, I could look at some of these. Some. Let's do something. Let's put Tom and Jerry in a tab. There we go. Um, Too bad he doesn't have like. I can look see if there's anything that's Tex Avery specifically. I know Tex Avery didn't actually work on the backgrounds, but oh well. Walter Lance, UPA. Let's see if MGM's in here. He's got MGM. There we go, MGM. Okay, a lot of these are going to be Tom and Jerry's. Quiet, please. I think, let's see. I don't know how many pages there are. Blitzwolf. Tex Avery's second to MGM after leaving Warner Brothers. Send up of Disney's Three Little Pigs. Yeah, that's right, Blitzwolf. It's a wartime kind of a propaganda-ish deal, but it's a pretty good. Most of Tex Avery's cartoons are great, actually, honestly. Uh, More Solid Serenade. Yeah, Solid Serenade. That's my favorite Tom and Jerry. The background. Oh, the backgrounds would be fine though, wouldn't they? Because that was included in that list, right? Solid Serenade is from 1946. That is probably right. So that will probably work. Uh, Midnight Snack. Let's see. Robin Hood Winked. Yeah, maybe look at some of these too. Actually, Robin Hood Winked and CinemaScope. Yes, yes. Uh, let's see. Does it say the year on here? 1958. Oh, that's a late one. That'd be a little bit out of my range, but at the same time, some of these backgrounds look pretty good, honestly. The Cat Concerto, of course. House in Manhattan. See, these are all pretty good backgrounds too. House in Manhattan Part 3. Jerry. Jerry goes to the big city. Come on. 1945. Cat Concerto, of course. Uh, yeah, it's too bad he doesn't have more than that because they're all Tom and Jerry, which is not bad per se. I mean, exactly. Hmm. I'll see. Let's see what that. I got about 5 minutes. I got 7 minutes, or I can try 10 minutes even before I. Okay. All right. So Okay. So I'm gonna start. We're gonna do the. I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna redo my. Uh, I'm primarily gonna take from this site some of the images from this site. So let's go to let's go to favorites. Let's go to. I almost should put this in favorites. Where is it? Add to favorites. Let's go ahead and go to favorites. I can just drop in there whenever I need to. reference images. I know I got these, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna delete all these. This we're gonna cut and we're gonna place it redot projects, redot, no, keep going, dev stuff. I'm gonna place it in odds and ends, paste. And then we're gonna go back into, I'll just use favorites, back in there. I'm gonna go to reference images. That, okay. And I'm going to start to, let's see how many we got in here. Okay, there's 7 images, right? Total? Probably 7 images for this post, though. Am I right? So, 7 there. But if I go to here, there are 5 here. And if I go to here, there are 3. And here there are 5. And there is 1. Oh, and we got more. No. Guess that's it. Alright. Okay. So, we are going to start. Okay. Okay. So, alright. Like this. Go like this. Actually, here. Open image in a new tab. Open image in a new tab. I actually like that one. And that's okay. Let's go ahead and close this. Let's go to the next set. Actually, I kind of like this one. It's okay. Actually, new tab. Open new tab. We do this, and I guess I'll have to narrow it down a little bit, but well, I'll do that in just a few minutes. I know it's only Cinderella, but let's open that in a new tab. That's okay, but okay, I'm gonna have to narrow some of these down, of course. Okay, that's all right. I don't need that one. Let's go to here. Okay. So I'm actually going to reduce it down to, okay, that's probably the last one. All right. So here we go. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12. We have to cut out a few. I need to get it down to 5. Okay, let's do one thing here. Let's chunk this off. Um, let's go ahead and chunk this off too. We'll leave that. This is kind of good for like a room layout. If I was thinking about just a single kind of room thing. It's interesting how this is only 3 legs and it's still standing. Uh, I think that would fall over probably, but that's just me. Okay, we'll go ahead and cut this one out. We'll leave that. I'm gonna leave that. I might leave this one. I guess if it gets up against the wall, it's not gonna fall over on that third leg. I kind of like this as a thing, and I kind of like this and this. This is the thing though. This is more for like a layout kind of deal, and this is for kind of more of the textures than the layout. Um, mm, Kind of tough. Let's check this out. Let's see how many we got left now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8. Now if I can reduce that. Okay. I should go to my break in just a second here, but let's go ahead and see if I can't really like this. It's another good one. Let's drop this one. Okay, so now we have 7. We're gonna remove this one. Now we got 6. Let's drop this one too. So I guess these are the ones that I'm gonna go with. Okay. Save image as, and it's gonna be reference images. So we're gonna save image as, save image as, save image as, save image as, save. Okay. Now, that means I should take my little like a little 5-minute break there, and I'll have to worry about these ones afterwards. I do have the site um, bookmarked, so yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit the be right back, and I'm gonna mute my audio. So I will be back in about 5 minutes. I am back, and let's go. Okay. Um, okay, so next up is our narrative work. So let's recent. Let's open up per candidate. Checks in. Check goes to his crystal ball. Sells on John Thomas. Okay. They rolled up. Here it is. Boy, I don't know. Boy sounds right because boy sounds like I'm calling it boy, or like Harold is calling it boy. Okay, so uh, this is all he goes to his crystal ball. So I need to make sure that um, I might need to shorten it or whatever. So waving his hand over the large crystal ball. It lights up. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so basically in the other my other version or whatever before I restarted this event pass thing, um, I had it to where these three figures would come up or several figures. Uh, maybe you don't see it. I mean, you'll see it like I'll explain it and stuff, but maybe the idea is you're looking at him, looking at his ball, and it's lit up. He waved his hand over it, and suddenly it started illuminating his face. And waving his hand over the ball. Maybe I'll run this by AI after I get this written. Hmm. Maybe you can project some images in the air. Maybe I should do it that ways. Okay, as he waves his hand, as he waved his hand over a giant orb, it started to glow. Actually, let's do this in paragraph form. Yeah. Here it is. As he waved his hand to glow. Tab. I need some. Let's say volunteers, even though technically it's not volunteering, although the idea is I need some volunteers to help me figure out the mystery, figure out what's going on around here. Suddenly, a triptych. How do you spell triptych? I know it's triptych. Trip, T-Y-C-H. Right. That's actually trip, as in have a nice trip, see you next fall. A glowing. Out of thin air. So it were being projected on fog. Each panel had a different person, presumably. Each panel seemed to have a different person on it. Halfway, seemed to swipe his hand over one of the images, and it seemed, and it changed as though were an image on a slot machine. When he switched to the second image and did the same thing, and finally doing so on the last image. Evidently not finding what he was looking for. He swiped left, and a new set of 3 images appeared. He did this for a little while before when he found one he liked, he pointed at it and said, keep that one, and then proceeded to swipe the same way until all 3 images were what he was looking for. Actually, it's kind of funny because I'm just thinking of, you know how they always do in like the sci-fi, right? Sci-fi stuff where it's like a holographic display. It's just still a 2D display. It's not necessarily 3D, but where they do the swiping and stuff, kind of like Iron Man did uh, when he was, or like something with Jarvis or whatever, where you do the thing, and whatever, the swipe gestures. And so this is just what I was picturing, and it sounds modern. So I don't know if I should leave that or not. You know what? This is a good place to ask Gemini now. Let's go to Gemini. Let's go to Notebook. Let's go to, now I don't need the intro concepting session. I got part of that done. But let's go to narrative pass, and today is Monday, May 18th, 2026. And I've started on some more narrative work. I'm deciding on something, though. I'm picturing the crystal ball as projecting what a three images in the air, where halfway swipes up and down, sort of like each image is on a wheel. And then swipes left or right, depending on if he wants to go forward or back to the next grouping. Then he points to one he wants to keep or set until all three candidates are what he wants. This sounds an awful lot like a modern or futuristic sci-fi holographic interface where you're using hand gestures. Do you think it would come off as too sci-fi, or would it fit in fantasy? Don't be overly profuse in praise or overly critical. Just is a matter of fact, impression about whether this would work in a fantasy setting. Since we're almost able to do this now with our devices. Let's see what Gemini says. Who knows, right? A crystal ball interface. It's mostly just me picturing it, and maybe it's partly because of the current movies and stuff I've seen, sci-fi and all that. That gives me that impression. But I, I mean, pretty much anything would work in a fantasy, because it's not literal projection. It's not a computer interface or anything like that. But at the same time, it's like a lot like it. Modern AR or touchscreen interface. Matter of factly, yes, it heavily mirrors modern technology and sci-fi tropes. Absolutely fits a fantasy setting if executed with the right aesthetic. Mapping modern technological convenience on magical artifacts is a widely accepted trope. Yeah, and honestly, the idea is it's set in modern times, although technically it's going to be set in like maybe the early 90s or something, possibly late 80s maybe. It really depends how I want to play it, but we'll just say modern times. So having like having light, uh having indoor lighting, right? You know, before they had to rely on candles, gas lamps, just before the light bulb, and light bulbs are modern. So you have these floating glowing orbs that operate as light bulbs, and they have indoor plumbing, and they have sort of modern conveniences, but magic that sort of acts like modern conveniences. So putting this in there might not be too bad. Absolutely fits into a fantasy setting if executed with the right aesthetic. Mapping modern technological convenience. Okay. Digital holographic light. Describe the typical projections: ethereal, smoky, or made of glowing. That's kind of how I described it in a sense. Swipe feels modern. If you stand like a curtain or flicks his wrist, Sim visions spinning it in a vortex. It retains the exact same mechanical function. Feels like spellcasting. The flaws tech glitches, static buffering, magic glitches. The image turns harmless smoke. Briefly shows deep. Emphasize magical imperfections. Avoid electronic beeps and whooshes. Use the sound of chiming glass. Whispering wings. Fire crackle fire. Drexel, your mechanics give you very clear physical actions to write into the bit fast. Gives Hubert something active to do rather than stare like with a sphere. Okay. Okay. No loading or buffering, partly because it's not a computer. Here's some text I already wrote. Here, I'll just go ahead and pull up the text. I'll just go ahead and give it the whole thing. Uh, Copy. I mean, it can give me some tips. I might even not even use it because I'm still trying to make sure it's my voice. It's my idea. It strikes a balance you're talking about. The visual of the slot machine spinning instead of a computer loading is a brilliant choice. Not only does it physically describe the motion so the player understands what's happening, but a slot machine perfectly fits aesthetic. Uh, Environmental guide. Finding an all-powerful crystal ball hidden under mundane, unrolled paper scroll immediately establishes Hubert's scatterbrained character without having to explicitly tell the player he's messy. The visual fantasy projected on fog is a great evocative image. It's that Magitech UI functionality will keep the materials firmly rooted in magic. It moves swiftly from the problem finding the ball to the action swiping the candidates. Since you got the speed lock down, the next part of your event passes the transition to your protagonist. Um, okay. Uh, uh, was the most mundane, pleasant, light, boring detail you can describe. John's convenient search up to make the transition as jarring and comedic as possible. Uh, think about the contrast. Just left a dusty magical study with a fog projected crystal ball. What is the most mundane? Okay. Okay, I'll think on that. He hasn't picked John yet, partly because in the other version of the event task, the one before I rebooted, he has 3 candidates to choose from: Daniel and Harry. And yes, you can probably figure out who they are. However, I probably uh won't spend the extra time um describing randomly, other than he settles, other than he doesn't like either for a different reasons, for he settles on John. Not too much baggage. Yeah. Um, let's do something real quick. Let's see if let us see if no, we got projects older. I think it's no, it's gonna be BK2, I think. BK2. Um, rooms. Hubert Home. Okay. In fact, let's just open all these Hubert Home ones. Okay. Examines. Uh, okay. So 3 likely candidates. Oh. In the older version, he simply asks it to bring up 3 likely candidates, and then it pops up 3 different guys. Harry and John. I wonder if I shouldn't just do this. Not because the UI is problematic, but just because it gets to the heart of the matter. It gets to, let's see, it gets to the matter quicker. Basically, uses the interface, slows down the actual jug, rejecting two famous wizards to pick up. Okay, one famous wizard, the other one's not a wizard, but they're both fictional characters. Yeah. Um, yeah, it'll make it feel a little bit quicker, right? Okay. So this is so this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do that. But this is what I'm gonna do here. Okay, so we're gonna show me three likely candidates. A triptych appeared out of thin air as though it were being projected on. Should I say three different men or three different people? I mean, they're all male characters. I don't know how as far as writing goes how I should say it. Mm, looking at the first candidate. Um, huh. Maybe shy or outcasts, extremely smart, and extremely smart, loyal, and seem amenable to the existence of magic. Okay, there. Okay. It appeared out of thin air as though it were being projected on fire. Looking at the first uh, image. Okay. Now, there's a reason that he. Okay. Dan groans, glances at the second. Harry rolls out his eyes. Yeah. Okay, that's not my thing here. Okay. Uh, show three candidates. Okay, so it doesn't matter which one you pick. Maybe martial arts tournament. Okay. Let's see something here. If I'm writing some dialogue, is it okay? I don't know. Structure, English, grammar, whatever wise, uh, to how was I gonna put it? Uh, we're being projected on fog. Um, halfway. Um, write a non-dialogue statement for writing dialogue. I want something to the effect of looking at the first image that way. Looking at the first image. Way exclaimed. It's not gonna be exclaimed though, but Daniel, sorry, it's like he has it all together. Or is that bad writing? I don't know if it's bad to do things that way, or if I should just start it on a new line with the dialogue, or should I should have just said structure, I guess. Action beat or an action tag, putting an action before the dialogue does. There's a little space. He said because the reader already knows. Posh. Yeah, the comma after it exclaimed and the question mark after Daniel gives it a nice um and drop the word exclaim. Uh, Probably 3, but thanks. I'll just go ahead and put it in my backlog. Now, we're back. Be right back. BRB. Actually, I'm not going to do it that way, so I'm going to show me Daniel. Show me Daniel. Yes. Ended. Wait. Command that way. Daniel's image seem to take up most of the space as halfway examined it. Let's see. Void. I don't know. Seems ideal, but then but no, it seems gains confidence. You're being taught karate. I don't know if that's too on the nose, but please show me. Harry. Magic. But learning wizard friends. No, he won't do it either. The last one, John appeared as halfway explained. Aha. This one should do nicely. Okay. Well, we'll try John. And honestly, my time is almost up here for this. So, okay. I kind of went different in how I use it. It's right here. And this session time is up. And also the stream also I need to break or part two today was Enchanted Friends episode 301 part 1. I might still have to just shorten it, maybe. It might not be too long. It just depends on. What I might do is I might take it and put it into the page. Having halfway explicitly say search criteria out loud in the crystal ball. You're actually doing some fantastic narrative heavy lifting. You're defining exactly who John is for the player before he steps on dismissing Daniel here. Make it is really fun in a way. And can you identify Daniel and Harry? Daniel should be the easy one, although they're both pretty easy to figure out. Rejecting the protagonist. Yeah, I want to do it. Partly, I wanted to inject the thing in there, the sort of the references in there, and then partly because my guy's a fictional character too, and he's just like these guys already have their stuff figured out, but this guy doesn't. Okay, thanks, UIL. Maybe tomorrow, since the next session is mapping, which I'm already using another Gemini conversation for. Gemini okay. So yeah. So I want to say thank you for watching part 1. If you did, if you didn't, that's okay. I'll see you later. I'll talk to you later, and yeah. So see you about an hour. Thanks. Part 2. Bing, 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 bing. Okay. Thank you for watching part 1.